Jacobson Elementary for a regular monthly meeting of the Belmond Klemme Community School District. And we'll begin with roll call.
Gary Bergman.
Here.
Ryan Meyer. Joel Boozman. Rick McDaniel.
Here.
Michelle Murphy.
Here.
Kevin Ring. Jim Swenson.
Here. I declare that there is a quorum. We'll all rise and we'll say the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, let me welcome all of the guests. We're all, the guests. I'm glad you're all here. Any communications from anybody outside of the district? In the district? McKenna?
Nope.
Okay, moving on. Need a motion to approve the existing agenda.
I'll second it.
Motion, second. Any discussion, any additions or removals?
Yes, we do have one.
Okay.
On the consent agenda, we have Reagan Swisher, should be a paid assistant football coach.
Any other additions
That was
or
the only one, right?
any deletions? If none, need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second, Jim. Any other discussion or comment? Not all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. First, we have the consent items. We can whap out a good 2/3 of the agenda if we can just get that adopted. I need a motion to approve the consent items.
Also move.
Rick, second.
I'll make a second.
Michelle, any discussion on any of those items that would include the addition of Reagan as the assistant football coach to be paid? Any other comments? I know you've all read them thoroughly, so. Anything else?
No.
Not? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion is carried. Moving on. Principals reports. We'll start with the seasoned veteran. CK, you're up.
Love the new one.
No, she wants to.
For you.
From now on, CK, you will be second, but I wanted to give her a chance to hear the pattern that's created by the veteran.
Yes, I'd be more than
Thank
happy to
you.
do that.
You're welcome.
Until he forgets, you can go first again. But that's okay, whatever.
I mean, truth be told, I already have my update, so even if her pattern is different than mine.
Oh, it's gonna be wrong anyway.
Well, mine's never the same, so-
Okay.
and mine's never long. I just know that. Softball, baseball, we ended that, a couple weeks ago. Softball went into the second round of regional, so that was good.
Mhm.
They did really well. We have Dead Week coming up, the week of the 28th, where nobody's doing anything, so that will be good for everybody, families, kids, everybody. We have several camps coming. Volleyball have a camp, football, cheerleading tryouts are coming. Golf has a girls golf and esports. All of those will just have different camps throughout the beginning of August. So that's pretty exciting. And they're all offered to elementary, junior high, high schools. That'd be wonderful if we can get all those kids hopefully interested and stay interested. Jen and I have a meeting tomorrow morning with Mason City Community High School, because we couldn't find an applicant for chemistry. They have agreed to possibly let one of their teachers teach for Mason City our kids. So that way we can get chemistry, and so we're gonna meet about that and see how we can make that work. It was part of the small schools initiative that Chris belonged to. And so that'll be one way we can get chemistry without having to put them straight online. They'll actually have a live teacher on the other end. They can ask questions too. So I look forward to talking to them to see what we can do for our kids. We're looking into options for industrial tech. I don't know. Yeah.
I did do some research on that today, so, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you know, and I'm sure you do, but we can get somebody from like the outside that doesn't have a teaching degree, that's been in like construction for several years, that can come in and work and be a construction teacher. So we're kind of looking into some things like that, see if we can find somebody to come from that side or even the mechanic side. You know, both of those can get a teaching license. So if you know anybody that is bored in their job and wants to come entertain some high school kids, more power to. But, I mean, the kids that are down there, they love that kind of stuff, so wouldn't be hard. Are you gonna talk about the 19th?
Nope, I'm gonna let you.
Okay, August 19th, I don't know if you saw the parade, we were handing out, flyers, and we're gonna have a community meal and, Willow's coming back, Willow Sweeney's coming back, and she's gonna do a presentation for us on that 19th, August 19th, so put that on your calendars. Boys basketball team will be doing a free will meal, and then we'll have some activities in the parking lot. The hospital's gonna come, and they're gonna, possibly bring the, bus or whatever they van, whatever they do, the physicals, for kids, and they'll bring some other stuff, so an ambulance, and I believe maybe a fire truck and that kind of stuff will be here, so it'll be fun, be lots of fun, so at 5 o'clock on the 19th, it'll start, and then Willow will, invite you all to attend that with us. We'll have another board meeting before that, but those things are coming up, so. Anything else you wanna add about that?
You wanna talk about registration too, or do you want me to?
We're gonna have face-to-face registration on August 8th. We're gonna have it over here, and it'll be from 10 to 7, and we have, that was also on, nope, that wasn't on that flyer, was it?
It is.
Oh, it was on that flyer, I couldn't remember. Okay, so on that flyer also, so at the 4th of July, we told them about a bunch of different things, so hopefully that will help, and, we'll get some, and then we're gonna do a mailing, that's why that's at. That wasn't on that flyer. There's a different flyer we put together that we're gonna mail out here in the next couple of weeks. It will go to every post office box in our school district. So even if you have kids or don't have kids, you're gonna get a flyer in your mailbox. It's gonna tell you about different things that we're doing, when registration is and that kind of stuff. So hopefully we can get some more people interested, and then the community can know a little bit more about what's going on here too. You know, we've talked many times about how we can get the community involved in what we're doing. So 2 ways we're gonna try. So that's what we've been doing.
That sounds exciting. The last piece, most exciting.
Yeah.
We have always seemed to lose our community as years go by. And I think that's how we lose the family, that sense of family that we've had with parents and community and school district. Because it seems to have, there's been kind of a schism that's happened where we just get separated from one another and we don't have the same common goals.
Right.
So I'm glad to hear that's really exciting.
Yeah. So, be fun.
Any other questions or comments for CK? Haley, you're up.
Movies up, all right.
Nobody's up.
Mine will be a little bit shorter because truth be told, I'm just getting my bearings.
Sure.
I'm just getting some names and faces down. I've started meeting with staff. I've offered all the staff at Jacobson, just one-on-one slots, just to start meeting people and getting to know them. And just building some common understanding before we start up for the year. And that's been incredibly helpful, just invaluable, just picking their brains and getting to know them at the human level, before we get started. It's been really nice. And it will continue now until school starts up, or even after school starts up, as people aren't able to come in. They're not required, obviously. This is their time, but it's just an offering. If they would like to, they are welcome to pop in and chat. So that's kind of where my time has been, and just getting acquainted with the district. Really was able to come for the 4th of July parade, which was really, really nice. Just be able to interact with the community in that way. Belmond is special, this community is special, the district's special, and that showed, obviously, in that event. And I'm excited to do more of those things. I'm in conversations right now with Jen, and others in ways we can get community involvement going. And for myself as principal, to be involved in the community and get to know people. And one of those things that I'm tossing around right now and getting on calendars, or trying to, is some coffee conversations, where I'd really like to open up the library at Jacobson, once or twice a month or whatever it would work out to be, and just open it up for community members and families to come in and chat about what's on their mind and ways we can keep moving forward as a district. So I'm in conversations with Jen about getting those started up. I also want to do some things just to get to meet the kiddos, and the family members. And so I'm talking about maybe some popsicles with the principal situations, maybe doing something in accompaniment with the registration event and things of that nature. So nothing solidified, but those are just some things that are going through my head and I'm working on to make sure that I'm connecting with folks up there. In terms of staffing, we have not had any applicants yet for our counselor position, our elementary counselor, shifting over to the junior middle school or junior high school. But we're in conversations about problem solving that if we don't get applicants, if we might need to share Caitlin or what that looks like. So nothing solidified there, but no applicants just yet. I was in conversations with UNI yesterday and secured a student teacher for the fall, which is really good. So we haven't assigned the teacher just yet, but we're excited anytime you can get new teachers into buildings. It's really important. So we'd love to show that student teacher what BK is all about. Maybe, you know, get a little plug in there so they can keep us in mind in the future. And then personally, for my own learning, I'm going to be registering for letters for administrators. So letters is ultimately the science of reading. I would really love to see us pursue some of that in the district. And that's just a personal thing. It's really big push now from the state. Letters stands for Language Essentials for Teachers of Reading and Spelling. It just gets down to the brain science behind how we learn how to read. I've taken the learning before as a participant, but they have a specific strand for administrators. So I want to get that going. The DE is offering it for free. And so that's just something I'm going to be starting, and you'll probably be hearing me talk a little bit about that because I think it's important that we get that going, especially now with the state push. And we don't know how long the offering for free learning will be through the DE, and so we want to take advantage of that too. But internally, also in the building, we have summer school, EL summer school starting up next week, so we'll have that for 2 weeks. I think that's about it. That's at the top of my mind right now. But what questions do you have for me?
Anything?
How's school lunch, summer lunch going?
I'm hearing that the numbers have been a little bit lower than they wanted them to be. It's going well. I'm excited for next year because they'll have next year. Geez, listen to me. They're excited for next week because they'll have EL summer school, so they know numbers will be up.
Good.
We've been kind of already tossing around what are some things that we could maybe do next year to kind of help that a little bit more.
Any other questions for Haley? Glad to have her here. That's all I can tell you. No, I am. No, my snag garments were last time. I only do that one time when you come in the door. After that, we're good.
Now we're good.
Turning a new leaf,
Huh?
turning over a new leaf.
New leaf, yeah.
Something
Can't you
new.
tell?
You're changing?
Yeah, yeah.
It's always hard for old dogs to learn new tricks.
Oh, no, I'm kidding. Moving on. No other comments? Jen, you're up. Your
Yes.
turn.
I don't have nearly as much as you guys did, but I wanted to talk a little bit. I know, and we've been doing some looking at getting a new security system through Verkada. We did RFPs last year, and that's kind of what we settled on. We think we might have to move on that a little bit quicker than we were expecting to. We're having some issues with our current fob system. And so we're wanting to, if we're going to invest a bunch of money, we want to invest it in the one we're moving towards and not the one we're moving away from. So we're working on that and trying to get in touch with those groups to figure out what we can do and how we can move forward with that. I also talked with Joel Pedersen, who is the new NIAC president. He was going to be here tonight, and then he was like, this is way too soon, because he started also on July 1st. He's like, I'm not sure what I was thinking that I could do that quickly. So, and they don't have final approval yet on their construction project. And so he said, he said, I'm not comfortable asking districts to sign off on something that we don't have final approval on yet. So he said he was going to shoot for next month. He did just send out an invitation today for the superintendents to meet with him again to get some updates. I did also share with him when I was talking with him that I thought it was really important that when they're looking at that and when they're planning this, that when they talk about work experiences, we really like the work experiences for our students to be in Belmond. I mean, if they're doing healthcare, I'd like them to do it at our hospital, if they're doing those kinds of things. So, and he said that, that was something they could definitely do. So I wanted to make sure that was something that he had in mind. I also have been meeting with staff members. I sent out a questionnaire to all the staff members and then gave them an opportunity to set up a time to meet with me. So far, I've met with 16 people. I have 17 more scheduled. I'm going to send it out again because I know some of the people just got their computers this week, so I wanted to just send it out again to put it back on the top of their list. But it's been really great getting to sit down one-on-one with people and just visit with them and learn more about them. And then yesterday we had a retreat with the office staff and really worked through some of the things that we needed to work through and job descriptions and all of that kind of stuff. We had a really nice time. I have way more cinnamon rolls and nobody ate them today. Did you have cinnamon rolls today, Gary?
I did.
Okay, good. I brought some to Gary. Haley wouldn't have one. CK wouldn't
See,
have
what's wrong
one.
with these people?
I
They're
know.
really good.
They are really good. That's all I have for today. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Jen? If not, moving on. Action items. I need a motion on the health insurance item to approve that plan.
I make a motion that we approve the health
Michelle.
insurance recommendations.
Second, Jim. Now discussion. Can you tell us
I would be,
what that says? I mean, I read it, but
yes,
it's always a little confusing for me.
well, we'll break it down. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so what the recommendation is here, the school board has a set stipend for how much they put toward health insurance every month. Well, as you know, health insurance premiums just keep increasing. The way it's set up, that extra money goes into a health savings account for the employees then to use when they go to the doctor or whatever expenses are out of pocket. When the school district first went to high deductible health plans, that extra money pretty well covered the deductible or close to. And at this point, it doesn't. So the idea is to bring that up and just make sure that not only do you have insurance, but you can afford to use the insurance and have that money in the bank ready to go when you see the doctor.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Is that what you understood? Yep.
Yeah, that is what I understood. I just wanted to make sure everybody understood. This is, people in the public don't know what we're talking about.
Right. And the board did, so we, about a year ago, we did increase that stipend a little bit. And at that time, we talked that we wanted to keep trying to do that and get ahead of the increase in the cost.
Right.
So this is the next step to try to get back ahead of that a little bit.
Okay. Any other questions for Teresa? If not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. A motion is carried. Discussion. Whoa,
I already told you guys about the 9th.
you did. I heard that. Now we have board comments. Whoa.
Look at you.
Whoa. Hey, Brian's not even here to get the feel of it. It's not over yet, Teresa. Is it? The meeting's not over yet.
We're trying to set records.
I know. Let's keep it
I
moving.
only have one quick thing to say about, we've been in conversation in our office about the new truancy laws and how that's gonna affect the schools. We hope to have something put together from our office in the next couple of weeks, sending it out to all the schools and then trying to get together. And so hopefully by the August board meeting, we can have that ready to present and how it's gonna work with our office as well as.
We'll be ready for retreat.
Retreats next week.
No,
Okay. I'm only asking because
No.
it'd be nice to know what's coming up.
yeah, no, probably won't be
Okay.
ready. I mean, we'll have it out to the school administrators.
Yeah.
Before,
Yes,
probably the second week of August before then at least, but yeah,
before the next meeting.
yeah, we're working on that. We've pretty much got it down. We just gotta put it in writing.
Okay. Any other comments?
On that same line, I've had numerous people
Yeah.
approach me about that. Funny, because most of the ones that have approached me are retired people and their children have all grown and moved away. So their interest really intrigues me, and, one of their questions is, what are we gonna do about it? Well, we've been struggling with this for how many years? I mean, years and years and years, and it just keeps getting worse.
I guess 25. I'm gonna guess.
I would think that's close. But how do we get the parents to want their kids educated? Because that appears to me to be one of the biggest problems there are, that they will call their kids out of school for any reason they want. You ladies know. And I don't have an answer. I don't. You know, this is a gentleman, I use that loosely. I barely made it out of high school. Barely made it. I can't tell people how important education is. And they don't listen. Why do you let your kids stay home and watch TV while you go to work and they need to be at school? I don't know. So yeah, it's a serious problem. And I don't know how we're gonna approach it, Gary. I really don't know what we're gonna do. But the talk of getting the community involved, the element that comes here, gets their kids to school, you know? We gotta get past that somehow, and I don't know how. Maybe serve better lunches. I don't know.
I don't know, we get homemade bread. They're pretty good.
So, but I've really been surprised that the people that have approached me about it. I had a lady today and she's 75 years old and wanted to know what we are doing, what can we do? Same thing we've been trying for years and years and years. And so there is people out there that are concerned, you know, which is a good sign.
Mhm.
So,
My perspective is the carrot is always better than the stick. And the problem with the truancy laws is, yes, you will force people to do some things. That doesn't, you can take them to the trough, but you can't make them drink the water. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is, I hear people, I have been in the high school office. Oh, Johnny has a haircut this afternoon at 2:00. And so he checks out of high school,
Yeah.
out of his class, in God knows what, and he's gone for an hour and a half to get a haircut.
doesn't come
You're
back.
gonna be kidding me. I can't believe it. Never heard of such. I have shears. We can do this, you know, without having to take off time.
You're
from
gonna look
school.
like me, but.
No, not quite like you can. And other things like, oh, we needed a vacation, so we went to Disney World. Whoa, is that educational? I guess if you went to Epcot, maybe, but the reality is parents don't value the education that I think they should. And that's disturbing to me because I never had that opportunity to skip out of school back in the day. Because, you know, we were there to learn. And I'm hoping that the parents could come to believe that's as important for their children as it was for us. So, yeah, I don't know, Jim. don't
I
know
think
the
I
answer.
see a little bit of the mentality of, well, it's only a few days. We're only gone, you know, for 4 days or 5 days or whatever. And I think they see it as, you know, they're not missing that much. So, but that is 4 or 5 days here and 2 days there. They do it.
Yeah, put the whole picture together. How many days? Maybe just 3 days or a day. But when you look through the course of the whole year, is it 18 days? You know what I'm
And that's
saying?
what that's the data we've started looking at. I don't think prior to the last few years, that was the data we were looking at was how many days is it that you're missing?
Yeah.
And that's really what we need to be focusing on, because if you're missing more than 10%, then there's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, as a school district, we're focused on hours of education that we provide to our students. I mean, that's the focus. I mean, we have a schedule and we are required to either do days or hours, and we do hours. But when people are checking out for 25 hours of the school year, guess what? That minimal time that we have available to us to educate our kids means they're not getting that vital piece, whatever you may think it's worth. Every piece is important, especially anytime you get down below age, you know, below 6th grade. Those are all critical pieces, in my opinion, because the reading, the writing, and the math, maybe not the writing so much, but the reading and the math are really, really important long-term. If you can't read by the time you're in 6th grade, guess what? You're going to struggle the rest of your life. It's impossible to believe that you can live the rest of your life not being able to read by the time you're 6 without some humongous effort on your part to learn how to read. And I see that in the elementary school when I've been here, where very few kids show up for preschool. I think 2 or 3 days that I came to this preschool to read, did we have a full class all year? Kids are not, they just don't come. They're enrolled and they show up sometimes, but they don't show up all the time. And the reasons are, I mean, if they're sick, they're sick. I'm okay with the sick piece, but sick all the time, maybe we need to figure out what the problem is, or maybe it is a long-term illness, but most of the time it's don't know. Either my dad didn't get up in time to take them to school, so they didn't come, or whatever. Bothers me a lot. So enough of that. Anything else? I guess we've worked that over. Any other comments? If not, we're gonna move to an adjournment, and we won't be a record, but we're gonna wrap it up. I need a motion.
So move.
Jim, second.
I'll second.
Rick, discussion? No.
I'd
Meeting
like to.
adjourned.
Let's talk about
Meeting
Let's
adjourned.
talk about who made it not be a record.